One snowy day, a honk-honk was heard in the high street. People stared at the old vintage car, and some pointed at it. Some of them waved, as they'd seen him lots of times before. A man shouted, "That car must be an original Austin Clifton Heavy 12-4. It was, and it was Gumdrop. Mrs. Maybridge explained to her daughter that Mr. Oldcastle sometimes lent it to Bill McCarran for special occasions. Bill McCarran was very proud to be able to drive Gumdrop, with his shiny brass lamps and brass thermometer. He honked the horn cheerfully at some chickens by the roadside. They were stupid. They ran straight into the road in front of Gumdrop. Bill squeezed the horn again. Honk sounded the klaxon horn. Grup! And stamped on the brake. Screech! The chickens fled to safety, but Gumdrop skidded on the icy road and ended up in a snowy ditch. "Stupid chickens," said Bill. He pulled and pulled, but Gumdrop wouldn't move. Farmer Hearn came out to see what the fuss was about. He tried to help too. Then he called Charlie the cowhand, Mr. Pudderfat the shepherd, Alf the odd job man, and Simon his son. But still Gumdrop wouldn't move. "I'll get the farmer's friend," said Farmer Hearn. It was a sturdy steam traction engine, and when they attached a strong chain, it pulled Gumdrop out in no time at all. Bill examined the car, but there was no damage. Then he noticed that the shiny brass thermometer was missing. It was lost. He couldn't find it in the snow. "You can't buy those any more," he thought sadly. Some months later, Bill had borrowed Gumdrop from Mr. Oldcastle to pick up his wife when he came across the traction engine again. The farmer's friend was standing quite still. "We've run out of water," said Farmer Hearn. "There's a leak in the tank." They were on their way to the vintage car and steam fair. "You repair the tank, we'll get the water," said Bill. He quickly fetched the water tender from the farm. Farmer Hearn filled up the mended tank, and off they went. "We'll get to the steam fair yet," he said. Bill meant to follow, but when he went to start the engine, nothing happened. Then he realized that Gumdrop had run out of petrol. He couldn't catch the attention of Farmer Hearn. The traction engine was too far down the road. So Bill took the spare can and went off to find a garage. He met the driver of an old truck on the way. "Can't help you, but there's a garage a mile back," growled the driver. Not a very friendly man, thought Bill, and walked on. The truck drove on down the road. Then the driver spotted Gumdrop. He stopped. "That'd fetch a lot of money at the car auction, and that lad that owns it has gone for a long walk." He laughed at his mate. Without another word, they hitched up Gumdrop to the truck and drove off. When Bill at last returned with the petrol, Gumdrop was gone. "That truck must have stolen him," he cried, and he ran back to the main road for help. There he saw a line of veteran cars coming from the fair. "My vintage car's been stolen," he shouted. "Jump in," said the driver of a de Dion Bouton. "But I can't go very fast." They chugged along. "There they are," cried Bill suddenly. The truck was too fast for their old veteran car, but then it had to stop with its brakes squealing. Coming down the road and completely blocking it was a slow, wide, tall, stately machine. It was the farmer's friend back from the rally where it had won a prize. There was nothing the truck with Gumdrop attached could do. It certainly couldn't turn round in a hurry, especially when there was a line of cars coming up behind with all the occupants cheering and shouting. The thieves leapt out of their cab and ran away as fast as they could go. Gumdrop was safe. Bill filled up the car with petrol, and they were all invited to Farmer Hearn's for tea. In the farmyard, the chickens were pecking at something round and shiny. Farmer Hearn's son, Jonathan, picked it up and held it up for everyone to see. "It's Gumdrop's thermometer," cried Bill. "They must have found it in the ditch where it was lost last winter." So Gumdrop got his thermometer back, and the chickens got an extra feed that night because they had not been so stupid after all. Farmer Hearn brought out tea for everybody, and they all thought that it had been a really wonderful day. Bill wondered if Mr. Oldcastle would believe all their adventures.